Hello friends, today in this video I am going to discuss plagiarism. I'll discuss what is plagiarism, why we must avoid plagiarism, the degrees of plagiarism, examples of plagiarism, and how to avoid plagiarism, and then some of the techniques of to avoid plagiarism such as paraphrasing and summarizing. So let's begin by defining plagiarism. Plagiarism means taking ideas or the words from a source without giving credit or acknowledgement to the author. And it basically is a kind of a theft, and it is considered an academic crime or academic offense. And punishment is there for such an offense or such a crime. And it basically means you steal the ideas of other without their permission or giving no credit to their work. So that is what plagiarism is. And yes, so plagiarism we must encounter with this in our academic life mostly. And some of the difficulties that students face is that they are expected to show that they have read the principal experts on a subject, and then you are supposed to give references and citations and explain these ideas in your own words and come to their own original conclusions. So there are several reasons why student must avoid plagiarism. You must avoid plagiarism because copying the work of other will not help you develop your own understanding or your own skills or your own uh, originality, and to show that you understand the rules of academic community. Plagiarism is easily detected by teacher or computer software that it is easy to detect, so you cannot deceive others by plagiarizing, and it may lead to failing a course or even having to leave the college. So these are the worst consequences of plagiarism. That's why you must avoid plagiarism. So how to avoid plagiarism? By acknowledging the sources. If you borrow some idea or some information, then refer to the work of another person that you have taken from. You must show that you have done this by providing the correct acknowledgements. And what you did this by giving references in text citations, and I already make a video on giving references. You may check that out by clicking the I button above. And here I'll yes at that video I'll discuss how to give references using APA and MLA and in-text citation as well. So summary and citation, there are two ways to give citations: summary and citation, and quotation and citations. So yes, in summary and citation, you summarize his ideas such as Smith 2009 claimed that the modern state wields power in a new ways, and in quotation and citation you give a quotation from the original work such as according to Smith his exact wording, the point is not that the state is inverted but that it is developing new forms of power. And then citation Smith 2009 page 103. These index citations are linked to a list of references at the end of the main text which include the following details. Yes, this is the APA style. The author name, uh, you have to write author final name followed by initial name, then date in brackets, then the title, and then date of place of publication and publisher. So this is how citation is given. Now move on to the degrees of plagiarism. So here we will discuss some of the cases which are considered plagiarized or which are not. So copying a para but changing few words and giving a citation is, yes, it is plagiarized because you change few words, so that is plagiarized. Second, cutting and pasting a short article from a website with no citation. If you give no citation obviously it is plagiarize. Then taking two paras from a classmate essay without citation, yes, again plagiarize. Taking a graph from a textbook giving source, yes, if you are giving source, then it is not plagiarize. Taking a quotation from a source, giving a citation, but not using quotation marks. So, although you are citing but not using the quotation marks, it is plagiarized. The quotation marks must be used. And understanding use next is using something that you think of a general knowledge. So it is not plagiarized. The general knowledge and universal truths, these are not plagiarized. Using a paragraph from an essay you wrote and had marked the previous semester without citation, and it is your own work, okay, from essay, so it's your own work, there is no plagiarism. Using the result of your own research from a survey without citation, so it's your own finding, so there is no plagiarism. Discussing an essay topic with a group of classmates and using some of their ideas in your own work, it is not plagiarized. Giving a citation for some information but misspelling the author's name, yes, it is plagiarized if you misspell a date or punctuation or the spelling error, then it must not give the exact source, so it is plagiarized. Even changing a digit or a figure or date must be plagiarized. And then again, yes, now we are going to discuss avoiding plagiarism by two methods: summarizing and paraphrasing. So paraphrasing involves rewriting a text so that the language is substantially different while the contents stay the same. And summarizing means reducing the length of a text but retaining the main points. So these are the skills that both skills can be used at the same time and to avoid plagiarism. So here are some paragraphs, some model paragraphs that you have to decide that whether it is acceptable or not. Here the paraphrasing has been done. For example, the first one, it is acceptable, it is not plagiarized, because here you can see that the proper references have been given. Second one, this is not acceptable because here you can see that uh, it really do not paraphrase the original work, it just copied the original work, and although some references are given, but they did not paraphrase it. And third one, this is acceptable, okay. Quotations are given here, you can see. And this again, the fourth one is not acceptable. Here you can see that it is plagiarized, wrong date is given here, that's why it is plagiarized and not acceptable. And the last one is not acceptable because there are no in-text citations. So these are paraphrasing. Now we'll discuss how to paraphrase. Paraphrase means restate, change the syntax or lexical items but do not change the exact meaning. And let's move on the elements of effective paraphrasing. In paraphrasing, attempt to restate the relevant information, retaining the main ideas. There have been much debate. Okay, so an example is given. There has been much debate about the reason for the Industrial Revolution happening in 18th century Britain rather than France or Germany. It could be paraphrased why the Industrial Revolution occurred in Britain in the 18th century instead of on the continent has been the subject of considerable discussion. And now move on to the qualities of effective paraphrasing, that it has a different structure to the original piece and it has many different vocabulary. Yes, you change the vocabulary by using synonyms and retain the same meaning. The idea must be same, but the sentences, their arrangement vocabulary must be different, and keep some phrases from the original that are in common, such as Industrial Revolution, 18th century. So these these are the things that you cannot change some of the phrases. And then this is exercise on paraphrase. Then techniques for paraphrasing, use vocabulary, changing the vocabulary using the synonyms, such as instead of argue you may use claim, 18th century, 1700s, wages, labor cost, economize, saving. And then do not attempt to paraphrase every word, since some have no true synonyms, such as demand, economy, energy. So it's not necessary to change every word with a synonym. And you may change the word class as well. For example, one word can perform more than the one for functions, as a verb, as a noun, etc. For example, explanation is a noun, explain is a verb, mechanical adjective, mechanize verb. So you may change the word class. And then changing the word order. You change the word order by switching the phrases, changing sentence types from simple to complex, compound, changing the syntax from active, passive, okay, and things like that. And this is the exercise. Find synonyms for the words. For example, the growth, you may use development, car, automobile, and then modern, latest, or recent, and then took off, place, begin, commence, and such synonyms words you can use. And now this is the same, you have to change the word class. Okay. mm, Now move on to summarizing. What do you do in summarizing? You reduce the length by retaining the main ideas and excluding the details and explanations. So summary, it is the short version of any work, even one third or even more shorter than that. And it makes, what makes a good summary? The qualities of good summary are here. They okay, wait. So what do you do for to write an effective summary? You read the original text carefully and check for any new or difficult vocabulary. Second step is mark the key points by underlining or highlighting. Third stage is the make notes of the key points, paraphrasing where possible. And fourth one is the write the summary from your notes, reorganizing the structure if needed. And the last step is check the summary to ensure that it is accurate and nothing important has been changed or lost. So that's all about academic writing, plagiarism. So I hope you understand. Thank you.